Some people move through life with a quiet power, shaping their world not through force but through presence, or the deliberate absence of it. They don't raise their voice, chase validation, or demand attention. Instead, they choose silence. They step back, and in that retreat, something subtle but powerful happens. The atmosphere shifts. Those around them begin to notice, to feel the weight of that absence. It stirs discomfort, questions, realizations. What if you started doing the same? What if, instead of reacting by habit, you chose stillness over noise and space over explanation? This is the beginning of true transformation. When you're no longer emotionally, mentally, or physically accessible on command, the dynamics around you inevitably shift. People who once relied on your reactions, on your predictability, begin to lose their footing. Your silence disrupts their control. It breaks the pattern. The moment you become unpredictable is the moment their illusion unravels. And suddenly, the roles you've been playing, often unknowingly, no longer apply. Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves." So pause and ask, when you withdraw, who gets unsettled, who reaches for you not out of care, but to regain power, who provokes just to get a reaction. Their discomfort speaks volumes, not only about them, but about how deeply you've been conditioned to respond. Often, without knowing it, you've been manipulated through guilt, through obligation, through the constant pressure to explain, to please, to perform. You say yes when you mean no. You answer quickly, even when your body is tired. You hold emotional space for others, even when you're depleted. You sacrifice your peace for the comfort of people who wouldn't do the same for you. And when it's over, you're left hollow. That emptiness isn't incidental. It's the cost of being too available to those who haven't earned your presence, let alone your care. But this isn't about building walls. It's about finally coming home to yourself. Jung called this individuation, the journey of becoming whole, real, and aligned. It begins when you realize that silence can be more powerful than any explanation. That walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's sovereignty. It's choosing your peace over others' projections. Ask yourself, how long will you let others dictate your inner state? How many more times will you hand over your energy to chaos that isn't yours? There comes a point when you must stop being pulled, stop being predictable, and become still. In that stillness, you become a mystery again, someone who shows up by choice, not compulsion, and in that choice your power returns. We've been taught that being constantly available makes us kind, lovable, worthy. But overavailability is not virtue, it's self-abandonment. The more accessible you are, the more you're treated as a resource, not a soul. People will use you to fill their emptiness and leave when they're full. You deserve more than that. Jung spoke of the persona, the mask we wear to be accepted. That mask says, "I'm fine" when you're breaking. It rushes to respond, even when your spirit needs rest. But the more you live by others' expectations, the more you disappear from your own life. Real power is quiet, it's intentional. When you stop reacting and start protecting your energy, the projections others cast on you begin to dissolve. Your silence forces them to sit with their own discomfort. Those who truly care will adapt. Those who depended on your compliance will fall away. In a world addicted to noise, silence is sacred. Not passive silence, but sovereign, chosen silence, the kind that doesn't explain or argue, the kind that walks away in peace. You may be misunderstood, you may feel guilt, but what remains will be true. And in that truth you become rare, you become free.